Alright. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic, less known classic. This is episode number 25, 21, and Doubleshot number 2415. Alright, we have two epic collections here from books that had issues published in the 1990s. First that we have is The Punisher Epic Collection, Volume 3, Kingpin Rules, which collects issues 11 to 25 of Punisher Volume 2, along with its first two annuals. This volume is, I should point out, is noteworthy for not publishing annuals, but also lots and lots of specials. There are summer specials, back to school specials. It is a lot of one-shots. Marv went OD on this thing in this book. Oh yes, it did. The book itself, the issues are mostly written by Mike Barron, Roger Silk with Mark Greenwald and Peter Sullivan. Artwork, Mark Textra, the only person that worked on this book. Wallace Perchito, Larry Stroman, She Antapercia, Bill Reinhold, Eric Larson, one found his image. Actually, there's two found his image here, all with Jim Lee. Mike Foselberg, Paris Collins, Todd Smith, and Mark Bagley. Cover art is Wallace Pacino, Scott Williams, and Veronica GT. Artwork is Joe Gigo. The book itself covers a time period of September 1988 and it concludes in November 1989. We start with the annual. Yes, the very first annual for Punisher, which is tie into Evolutionary War. Yes, the Punisher gets involved with the Evolutionary War stuff. And you're thinking, really? Yes, really. It is by far one of the most hilarious things I've seen. Yeah, he gets involved with it somehow. And he takes on, well, it's basically like a normal Punisher thing. Like, oh, let's take these robots called the Eliminators. They're just in this one annual. Oh, by the way, the annual itself comes up period of Daredevil 257. And actually, it's before issue 211. That's just the opening story. The second story is all about Microchip. Taking a guy called Jim Newton, who's in this one issue. It's just a story for Microchip, why not? The Saga High Evolutionary, here's the strange thing about this issue. For some reason, this webcomic is part of the High Evolutionary Saga stuff. Punisher does not get involved with it at all. His story has nothing to do with it. It's mostly put High Evolutionary there with Spider-Woman in this story. Yes, seriously. I don't really know why, but that's basically what it is. Moving on to the main book, it's mostly with Punisher taking on basic smugglers in issue 11. In issue 12, takes on the Underground Liberation Army, who are here for 2 issues. Yeah, they're here for issues 12 and 13. It's a quick 2-part thing. Yeah, they comprise of a few people. Yeah, and they're simply the bad guys this arc. For this little mini 2-parter. Yeah, and they pretty much get killed off for the next issue. There's also these Ortiz. Yeah, Punisher was hired to go to Cambodia to deal with this, to deal with these people. 14 is, well, leading until basically on the cover it says Kingpin Rules, but that's not the big storyline here. It's kind of in a way Punisher's first time he's taken on the Kingpin since Peter Parker Spider-Man. That's the last time he met him. What was in that 3-parter Peter Parker Spider-Man issues 81 to 84. That was the last time he actually saw the Kingpin of crime. And here he is here, making his first appearance in this very book. They also kill a character named Reese McDowell, who just showed up in the book. It's just a character to show up here. We also first appearance a guy called The Board. Yes. Who was here just for a few issues. Yeah, so it's just a regular storyline here. There's a woman named Cortez Ortiz. She's it's like Punisher's we have it where Kingpin is having killed off very people associated with the Punisher over the course of these few issues. Yes. The Board himself is killed off in the issue, and we have Punisher facing off in issue 18. And 19, he goes to Australia for an issue. Yes, Gil kills some bad guys down there. And then he goes to Las Vegas for an issue for 21. And in, well, actually 2022, he goes to Philadelphia to participate in a boxing match. Yes, a boxing match. And then, yeah, Punisher taking out some ninjas. Yes, seriously. Ninjas, led by a guy named Chet Sheely, who's only here for a couple issues. But yeah, ninjas? Seriously? Yeah, I think this is the first Punisher that were taking on ninjas. Yeah, and then, of course, they're only here just for a couple issues. And then 24, we have a guest appearance by a group of people known as the Shadow Masters, who actually got a spin-off book. Yeah, they made first appearance in Punisher War Journal number 8, which was just prior to this book. Yes, I believe the Shadow Masters eventually got their own. I remember seeing there was a solo book for them. Yes, they did get their own solo book. Like, right after this book came out, they got their own brief solo book, done by Carl Potts. He wrote the damn thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, this is just a brief spin-off book. I'm surprised this book is not in this book here. Yeah, they're basically just Alex Punisher. They're here for a quick guest appearance. And then they're right back to their book until the book wraps up. Their most recent appearance is actually in Marvel Comics 162. Yeah. And they're here just for these couple issues. Though one of the members gets killed off here. Hatsuo Yamamoto. Yeah, he made his debut just in the previous issue, and he gets killed off here. We also kill off a congressman, Abe Hillgraves, who's here for this one issue. We also have a woman, Iris Green, who's here who promoted the boxing match issue 21. She gets killed off in this issue. But you're thinking, okay, what about the annual? And that's a good question. Annual number 2 for the book. Inside it's a big crossover. Yes, Atlantis attacks. But the opening story has nothing to do with it. It's basically Punisher versus Viper with a guest appearance by Moon Knight. Yes, Moon Knight and Frenchie. Then there's a story from Microchip, like the first annual. The second story is basically talking about Punisher's fighting tactics. And the backup story, which has nothing to do with it, we have the Watcher working with Conan. And it's Marvel's Conan. Him watching basically stuff related to Saga Silver Crown with that, and that's pretty much it. The books in here are pretty good. And we're only like quarter way through. We're basically right now the first quarter of Punisher Volume 2. Punisher Volume 2 is 104 issues. We're basically 25 issues in. You're thinking, 104 issues. Like, how many more left to go at this point? For this volume altogether, there is approximately... There's not 75 left. No. It's more like 79 left to go for the whole volume. Yep, so like a little while to go. Yep. I found this book quite interesting. It's book 8, 9 out of 10. Though, of course, also... Yeah. For the next couple of volumes, I won't be showing the cover because the cover's not here. I'm just talking about I will talk about the book definitely, and same thing with this book in particular. I'll talk about the very next volume, but there's like one more volume for this epic collection, and then mostly we're talking about some individual issues, which is not a lot left to go for this particular book here before this first volume is finished up. Unlike, let's say, Punisher itself, that's going to be around for a little while. This one, not very much. Next we have is Generation X, Epic Collection, Volume 3, The Secrets of M, which collects these following books. 24 to 32 of the book, Negative number 1, and 97, X number 16, Marvel Team number 1, Daydreamers 1 through 3, and X Generation X Underground number 1. Some of these issues I'm skipping over because I've discussed them already thanks to Operation Zero Tolerance. So I'm discussing issues 24, 25, and 32. Because 26, 31 was collected in the Operation Zero Tolerance trade. Your writers are Scott Lobdell, Elliot S. Megan, Ben Rabb, James Robertson, Tom Payer, Tom DePalco, James Matias, Jim Maffold, Todd DeZico, George Broderick Jr., and Andy Josephus. Artwork: Dan Fariga, Mel Reeby, Chris Bachalo, Joe Bennett, Pat Opie, Mark Buckingham, Martin England, Jim Maffo, Rick Lenardi, Mitch Barr, Papa Man, and Brian Hitch. And you're thinking, wait, Brian Hitch, as in the guy behind books like JLA, Just Like America, Just Like Volume 4, who is also the guy behind Ultimates 1 and 2. Yeah, same guy. Early comic. And keep believe this comic came out in the late 90s. Oh, by the way, the cover of the trade here is Chris Bachalo and Alv and Liquid. Back cover, Dan Fariga, Larry Sticker, and Liquid. The book itself covers time period of February 1997 and concludes in November 1997. So basically not the year just yet. Yeah, basically we have Generation X. First we have 24. It's just a Christmas issue. We're going to take on M-Play and Black Tom Cassidy. And then 25 is a 25th issue, a first appearance of the Daydreamers, who get their own spin-off book. Yes, a spin-off book for them. Which members are Frank Richards, Man-Thing, Howard the Duck, who actually appears in this book, Leech, Tina Nile. Yeah, Howard the Duck actually appears in Generation X. You're thinking, what? Seriously? Yeah, seriously. I do not know the reason why they had to appear here. But that's what happened. And if you're really curious, he actually had appeared also in 21 and 22 and 21 and 23. Yeah, it's a very brief return in the book. And then you have the Daydreamers miniseries. And that's always here in the book. It's interesting that we have Daydreamers miniseries. It's just a solo book for them. Because they first show up in Generation X, so I give them a spin-off book, which is a quick mini-series, and that's it for them. Yeah. We also have Death of Mondo, a character who appeared in the 1995 annual. But what about Annual 97? 97 is the last, let's see, I think there's like one more, yeah, there is one more annual left for this book. Yeah. Mostly put in Zen versus basically the versus Dice Spear in this annual. Yep. That's mostly what it is. But you're thinking, okay, what about the Underground issue? It's a black and white comic. B Generation X. But what about the negative #1? Excuse me. It's just a backstory related to Banshee and Emma Frost. It seems as though it's more like a time travel story that just happens to involve Banshee interfering in the life of Emma Frost. Yeah. And that's pretty much it to talk about here. Because not much... Oh, what about X-Men Unlimited 16? X-Men Unlimited 16 is basically just Banshee Emma Frost taking on Bastion, taking on also some Prime Sentinels. There's also a character named Primal, who, appearance-wise, is a rip-off of Savage Dragon. Yeah, well, look at this guy. He looks like Savage Dragon. Yep. The Marvel Team Up issue, which is in here too, that's basically Spider-Man team up with Generation X for an issue. In the opening issue of the series, which is not bad. Not really, no. Yep. But, and apparently this is just a tie-into, it takes place during the adventure of Operation Zero Tolerance. And it just happens to feature, it's just a Banshee story written by Ben Rabb. That's really all it is. Mm-hmm. It is interesting how they included this in here because It came out this period of time, so I guess Mara figured, though, why not include a part of this book, despite the fact that it came out the same month as issue 30 of the book, but yet takes place during Operation Zero Tolerance. Yep. I'm going to give the book roughly a 9 out of 10. Okay? So yeah, that's what took of you. Next up, Girlfriend, which I think I should be able to do that, no problem. Okay, next video. Bye.